Am I stopping retro game collecting?
Nope.
Am I stopping retro game hunts? Nah. Am I burnt out with retro game collecting? Yes. Like many collectors out there, burnout does happen, and I've been at that stage for quite some time. It doesn't mean anything's changing on the channel. If anything, it could get better. Here's what I'm going to be telling you. Well, I'm going to be telling you that later on. Just as a quick disclaimer, this is going to be a very talky piece, very minimal editing. It's me, you, listening to this opinion. I hope you can stay for the entire episode. Again, I know a lot of you out there have said before you do get a little bit burnt out, and I think my collection's reached a point now where it doesn't really excite me to go along to a retro game market and just buy things sporadically, which tends to be what I've done in the past. Another thing that I've been guilty of doing in the past is going out to a retro game shop, not even though I didn't want to, but specifically with the idea of filming a retro game hunt, and I'm not going to be doing that anymore. If I don't want to buy anything, if nothing piques my interest, if the shop is shit, and believe you, a lot of them are that I go to, some of them are, not a lot of them, some of them are, I'm just not going to put my money there because I refuse to just make content for the sake of it, and I have been guilty of that in the past. But in terms of the collection, I'm at a point where nothing's really exciting me except for two things that I really, really want. Sometimes I sit on my phone, and we all do it at night before you go to sleep. One of my worst habits is scrolling social media, and I'll scroll Facebook Marketplace in the hope that something will jump out at me and it will change my life. And it's almost like, you know, you're searching for that peak again. It's never going to happen. So I've decided I'm not going to do that anymore. If I want to go on a retro game hunt, it'll be because I want to do it, and I will film it. I've got lots of ideas though, so, you know, park that. The things that I really, really want to hanker down on, and also I'm going to answer if I'm going to ever have a retro game shop, because I keep getting asked that. I want to talk about my feelings about that as well. So the things that I want is a Super Nintendo kiosk. This is something that I have been thinking about, and it's been on my radar for at least the last 10 years. The last 10 years I've been on this platform. I've put out content every single week. I've never ever missed a heartbeat with it. We've always had content, and this particular item has been on my radar for so long. They're incredibly expensive, and I've met three people recently, three people that own them, two of which didn't want to sell and were just fucking rude, if I'm brutally honest with you. Rude as in, you know, you ask a question and you don't get an answer, or you ask a question and you get a short answer. It just felt like they didn't want to be a part of the conversation, and that's absolutely fine, but there's, you know, manners cost nothing at the end of the day. So these things do come up, but they're very expensive for what they are. And it's probably going to be something that I'm going to maybe manifest some kind of YouTube series over, like a buy and sell series, so I can build up the cash to maybe try and get one. So that's the first thing. I also want a Super Famicom hotel box, which was a Japanese exclusive. Back in the 90s, people could go to hotels, you could rent these things and play. I think there were 6 games built into them. They're ugly looking things, if I'm brutally honest, and they tend to be quite beat up if you can find them. I've missed out on one recently. Tommy, if you're watching, we missed out on one narrowly from Japan. Again, quite pricey, but not as pricey as the SNES kiosk. The SNES kiosk you can look at between 2 and 3 grand. A Super Famicom hotel box, Japanese auction sites, a couple of £100, 300 quid, 400 quid, depending on what. There's some absolute con artists at the minute who like, I won't even go into a conversation I had with this one guy who had the face here. It was completely cracked, completely ruined. I managed to ask my brother if he could 3D print me the front. He got the file, and then I told the guy this. We were talking about prices and kind of selling. Then all of a sudden he knew I had this 3D print thing, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to post it to you. I haven't got time. I work too hard. I just haven't got time. But can I have the 3D print file? No, absolutely not. If you're not going to, you know, if you blatantly say you can't bother to post it to me, but can you have the file, mate? No. Goodbye. So that was that. So they're the two things that I really want, which for me is a massive difference, because usually I I've changed my habits so much with the way I collect in here, quantity over quality, then quality over quantity, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And quite frankly, it's making my head spin, and that's not healthy. So I'm thinking that I kind of have this kind of buy and sell playlist where I would buy a bundle and sell it on, make profit, use the profit, and build it. It's been done before. It's a tried and tested method. It's nothing that's revolutionary, but it is something for me that will keep me motivated. And that's the most important thing, is that I'm motivated, because if I'm not motivated, you're not motivated. If you're not motivated, I'm not motivated. So I kind of see this as a collaborative thing. The creator works with the viewer, and very much take a lot into account when I'm trying to do like retro game hunts, and maybe what I've failed to take into account is my own well-being. So I'm not just going to be spending money for the sake of it just because I can put a video out, because the money I spend, you do not get that back in ad revenue. The videos are made at loss, which I don't give a shit about anyway, because it's my hobby and it's my passion, and that is what's in my heart the most over anything, is my hobby and it's my passion. But for the business people out there, you don't get a return on investment on these videos. So there you go, make what you want of that, whatever. So they're the two things. I'm toying with the idea of buy and sell, which brings me on to a point. Will you ever have a shop? The short answer is no. The long answer is this. Bricks and mortar shops, I don't think have, for me personally, I think it'd take me a long time to get a return on investment, because when you have a retro game shop, if I bought a place, rented a place, had a retro game shop, it would be a business, and you have to have a business mind. So you have to think return on investment. How long would it take me to pay a loan back or whatever? I would never get a loan, but some people do. There's rent, there's gas, there's electric, there's council tax, and as we know, the cost of living crisis is an absolute kicker right now. Would I have an online shop? Probably, potentially. I've been absolutely having this like mental battle with myself. Do it, don't do it, do it, don't do it, do it, don't do it. I obviously have a full-time job and I'm devoted to that. That's my priority. And I'm very, very, very happy in my job. But maybe down the line, who knows? Maybe if Whatnot to ever get their arse in gear in the UK and allow us to, do retro game sales on there, maybe I'll go down the Whatnot route and build some cash that way. Who knows? But I like the idea of that. I do like the idea of that. And again, that would be helping me put back into getting that Super Nintendo kiosk, and the thrill of the chase to be able to find one of them in the UK, because import costs would cost an absolute fortune. That excites me. That's where my passion is right now. I feel like I've got enough Dreamcast games. I've got enough Sega Mega Drive games. There are titles that I do want to hone in on. Castlevania Symphony of the Night PS1 PAL, Castlevania Bloodlines on the Sega Mega Drive or Genesis. Things like that, that still excites me, and that's why I'm going to keep doing retro game hunts that I want to do, because those are the things that I feel do kind of keep that flame burning, that flame burning inside me. So just to kind of, reiterate, I'm not stopping retro game collecting. We're going to tailor it. I love the idea of this buy and sell kind of, kind of like Del Girl, Del Boy. For those of you that are familiar with Only Fools and Horses, that kind of thing, here in the UK, that excites me. So I kind of wanted to ask as well if anybody's ever felt this way, whether you're a content creator and you want to do a video response, tag me in your description at thegebs24, because I'll get a notification, I'll watch it, and I will share your video on my Twitter. So if you do a video response to this, if you're a content creator, whether you're a small content creator or big content creators that never seem to want to work with you, tag me in your description, do a video response, and I will share it out for you. I'll watch it, see kind of what your opinions are. And it doesn't just mean, this is not exclusive to video game collecting, whether you're a stamp collector, whether you're a collector of classic cars, whether you're a collector of arcade cabs. No matter what you collect, I think that this is a natural, normal feeling. You kind of feel like you hit your peak, and then something happens, and the danger becomes when you chase that peak over and over again, and you can get in some serious trouble. And I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to let my mental health go. I'm not willing to let my financial health go, just because I want to put out video game content that business terms doesn't make a return on investment. So that's kind of where I'm at. You might have noticed a slight shift that I've been doing a lot more stuff in the Lady Loft and the Lady Lounge. There's a reason for that, and I've just explained it, because I don't just want to go out and game hunt for shits and giggles because, well, it'll make a good YouTube video. Because I'll be honest with you, the retro game hunting playlist, in terms of building my channel, doesn't get anywhere near as high of a subscribe count as if I do a top 10 Xbox 360 games. My analytics are telling me that the more videos I film in here and down there are building my channel. So I'm passionate about that right now, you know. I like that because I've got this massive collection that's been amassed over 10 years and I'm now doing things with it. We're sitting down, we're recording gameplay, we're getting content out that I'm absolutely loving, and it's given me an opportunity to learn as well, you know, hidden gems and games I've never played, you know, things like that. So I'm actually learning a lot more staying at home and utilising the hardware and the software that I've got here to be able to put out content that is probably more appreciated and adding a little bit more value. I think retro game hunting alone, I did just want to be at one point a retro game hunting channel, and I just don't. I'm telling you now, it's not viable unless you're I'll be diplomatic, shall I? Unless you are someone, nah, we'll scratch that. I'll keep that in my mind, or probably tell my nearest and dearest what I think about things. So that's kind of where I'm at, really. Another thing that's been really piquing my interest in my live stream, I've put a lot of money upgrading my live stream recently. I've got a 4K capture card so I can use my Xbox One X and my new PS5 and actually get the most out of my monitor. You know, I stream on Twitch every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, again, playing the games that I've amassed over the last 10 years. So come over there. I play with viewers, I talk to you. I like to keep it real because what you see with me is what you get. This is not a persona. I'm very kind of bubbly in real life. I like to see the best in people, you know, unless you're an absolute bellend. You know, we can be mates, it's all good. So come and hang out on Twitch. Everything you need is in the boring ass description anyway, so come over there, check it out. But I just want to say thank you to my people that have been here with me for years. Let me know what you think on the buy and trades series. Maybe we could do a SNES kiosk as the end goal, maybe we can do that. And maybe a few years down the line, if I've got the time and the energy, we'll have an online store, who knows, or whatnot. Get your behind in gear and let's sell video games on Whatnot. We can do some live video game auctions. But for now, guys, thank you so much for the support. Please subscribe. Just keep saying it. 10 years on this platform. Next year, I'm on that silver play button just because of the hard work that I've done, and it's going right there. So please subscribe. Much love, guys. I'm done. I'm out. See you soon. See you in the next one. Cheers.
I need a few seconds of your time to tell you about channel memberships. If you guys want to become a channel member, click join from the main page or the second link in the description. There are 3 tiers, all with different perks for you if you want to become a team member. Thanks for your time. Let's continue with the video.